Why isn't former University of Michigan football head coach Sherrone Moore being charged with assault? What do his current charges mean? Well, let's break it down. We've been seeing these questions online and more. I report on crime in court here in the state of Michigan, and I have a copy of the felony complaint, which goes into Moore's charges. Before that, let's get into some context. Moore was U of M's head football coach until Wednesday, when he was fired for an inappropriate relationship with a staffer. The prosecutor says the victim in this case had a years-long relationship with Moore, but she broke it off Monday and then went to the university and cooperated in an investigation. Police say Moore then went to the victim's apartment on Wednesday after calling and texting her, broke in, grabbed butter knives and a pair of scissors, and threatened his life. He's charged with breaking and entering, stalking, and home invasion. Starting with the least severe of the three charges, breaking and entering, illegal entry without owner's permission in a domestic relationship. That's a mouthful of a charge, but the court doc says, in a lot of legalese, that he broke into the apartment without permission from someone he had a dating relationship with. That's a misdemeanor with a penalty of 90 days in jail and or $500. The next charge, also a misdemeanor, is stalking domestic relationship. The doc says he was repeatedly and continuing to harass the victim, who he at one point had a dating relationship with. That behavior caused the victim to feel terrorized, intimidated, threatened, harassed, or molested. The penalties for that is up to 1 year in jail and or up to $1,000 in fines and up to 5 years probation. Finally, the biggest of the three charges, felony third-degree home invasion. The doc says Moore broke into the victim's apartment without permission, and while he was there, did commit the offense of stalking. Again, this is the biggest charge. It's a felony, punishable by up to 5 years in prison, so the Michigan Department of Corrections, and or $2,000 in costs. You're at this point and you might be thinking what I've seen others online thinking. So if he allegedly, and we have to say allegedly because everyone is innocent until proven guilty in the court of law, if he allegedly broke into the victim's apartment, got into an argument, picked up some sharp objects, and said things like this:
"I'm going to kill myself. I'm going to make you watch. My blood is on your hands. You ruined my life."
Why does he not have a felonious assault charge or assault with a dangerous weapon or something along the lines of that?
And so, Your Honor, while I understand that there isn't evidence to suggest that he directly threatened the victim with any of those implements that I've indicated.
That's the prosecutor on the case, and those first few words are what's important here.
That there isn't evidence to suggest.
They simply can't make charges on things they don't have evidence for. Not to say if more evidence came out, new charges could be a possibility, but for now, based on what they have, he allegedly never threatened the victim with the knives or scissors. Prosecutor, also known as the state, has to be able to prove a case beyond a reasonable doubt, so sometimes, like we've seen in other cases, even if there could be another charge filed, they have to weigh if they'd be able to prove it or not. Not saying there could be another charge in this case, just saying from previous cases what we see. Of course, we don't have all the details yet as the case unfolds. All we have is a media release from Pittsfield Township Police and what was said in court, but this is a highly public case and more will be shared when it becomes available.